Hello everyone. Sire here. Thank you so much for joining me for a KCC 14. So that's Kendra Card Challenge 14 super sponsor hop. And today, me and some of my design team members are featuring Gina K products. The reason that Gina K is a super sponsor is because she has kindly sent us some products to play with, and the one that I get to play with is the fun frames. I am not sure if the other design team members got the exact same product or not, but I am very happy to play with this because I really like these simple, clean lined items. So I'm going to be creating my own background, and it's going to be a birthday card, and I'm using my stamp wheel just to help me position my paper and make it so it doesn't slip on me while I'm stamping. I don't need to do this, I just really like how it works. And so I'm going to be picking the nice, really bold elements on this stamp set. I'm going to be using the balloon, as you see, and then the different stars. The nice thing about what I'm going to be doing is you can do this with the different stamps on this. So if you want to make a spring one, you can use the flowers. If you want to make a Valentine's one, use the hearts. You can mix the hearts and the stars. Balloons, they're all really interchangeable, and it makes for really fun backgrounds. The paper I'm using is quite interesting. It's not your typical bright birthday colors, but I really like how the black looks on it. And I'm just trying to fill it in as much as possible. I did get carried away with the stars, the bigger ones, because now I don't have room for my cluster of stars, so it's going to be a little off, but it doesn't matter. First of all, I am going to be cutting up this to make the sketches, but really it's just for fun. It doesn't matter if it's not proportionate or if it's matchy or symmetrical or anything like that. It's all about just having fun and stamping, and you just really just want to fill up the whole sheet and making sure that you go off the edges. If you don't go off the edges, it's okay. It is something you have to think ahead to do. Just cut your paper down so that you do have it cut off. And the reason I say that is because it really makes a difference if your images are extended outside of the actual paper. It makes it look complete. If you have everything inside as a background, it doesn't have the same effect. And you can practice that. You can do one beside the other and you'll see what I mean. Now I'm going to be stamping out my sentiment and a couple of embellishments. And I just really like this frame. It's just so clean and simple. And there are a couple of different sentiments you can use, which match the elements on the stamp set. For example, happy birthday, which is what I'm using. There's thank you, love you, best wishes, etc. And what I will be doing now is I'm just going to stamp it multiple times. Usually twice is enough to make sure that it's a solid black image. There we go. And now I'm going to pull in these stars and I'm going to create some yellow ones. I don't have a yellow that matches the paper, so I'll just use just a regular yellow color and we'll see if this works. It's always nice to get it ready in advance so that when you're creating your card, you can decide to use it or not, or change it up. Now I'm going to grab my alcohol markers, and I found a color that matches the paper quite well, and I'm just going to color the frame. I don't want it to be too bold, so that means I don't want it to be very stark white, like a big box of it, but I also don't want too much color. So I'm just going to use one single color, and I'm just going to fill it in. You don't need to use alcohol markers. You can use any medium because you're not doing any blending or anything. So whatever you like to use. And then I'm going to color in my balloon and my cupcake. And I decided that a nice color to match this would be a purple. I believe that yellow and purple are complementary colors. Now I know this yellow is quite brownish. I'm not sure what you would call that. It's I'm not sure if my lighting on my desk is showing it quite the same. I think it's pretty close, but it's almost like a Dijon mustard. I love the color, but I don't know what the name is. And I could find it out, but let's keep it a mystery. Actually, let's play a game. Can you tell me what color it is? And then I'll have time to find out and let you know if you are correct or not. So now I'm just going to finish this up just using 3 shades of this purple. I'm just doing a very quick coloring. I'm honestly not sure how to color this cupcake. It's such a interesting shape for up one. And in fact, the more I look at it, it kind of looks like it's more like a muffin than a cupcake. So the icing maybe, no, it has a candle, so it has to be a cupcake. So yeah, just keeping it nice and simple, just adding very subtle shades and just playing around, seeing if I can enhance just little crevices and stuff to kind of make it look like it's a little bit lumpy and not so flat. Now the balloons are definitely a challenge. I always find balloons hard to color. If I hit it lucky, I'm always proud of myself, but they have that reflection on them that just is, I just need to practice more. I think I need to look at an image and try to copy it. It's just one of those things that you always have to build your skill, right? Even when you master everything, you'll find out there's one more thing you need to do. So balloon coloring is one of those on my list that I will master one day. Now, I'm not sure if I said, but I am working with Gina K, who is a super sponsor. So what that means is that she has provided us and some of the design team some products to play with, which is the Fun Frame stamp set and then the die set here that I'm using. So I'm very, very grateful. If you are interested in this, I will put the information in the description box below, but definitely check out Gina K Design's website. Tons of amazing products, but I don't need to say anything because she is so well known and so well loved. I'm sure everyone who's watching is aware of Gina K. So next, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to highlight or outline all the stars, all the big and medium stars on my background. I really like this technique and I think I'm going to do it a little bit more. I'm playing around with different ideas, but I really like how it makes the stars stand out on this dark cardstock. And the ink that I'm using, it's a Posca pen, which is a watered down acrylic paint, I believe. So it dries fast and it's quite opaque. Now, because it is water-based, if you go fast or you didn't press enough out, it will be see-through a bit, which you can kind of see in some of those lines. So it's just another thing I need to practice with, but I love how it turned out. Then to finish it off, I just took a black ink pen and filled in the lines just to sharpen them off again. Now here's my card base and I'm going to get ready to start creating sketch number 2. So what I've done is I've cut out a triangle. This is part of the sketch, so it's a 3" by 2 3/4 inch by 4" triangle. And I'm just going to put this over top of where I want it to be, keeping in mind where it's going to show up on the card. So I want to make sure that my image is in the right direction. Because normally when you're following the sketch, the cutting guide, you have to cut your 6x6 pattern a certain way so you get all the pieces. But if you're going to be working with just the one, then you have more freedom to really make sure you get the right angle. Now, because I did it this way, it's not fully accurate. It's not exactly the size I did because I just roughly sketched it out, but I'm not too worried about it. It's a triangle. And I'm going to put these black outline mats on, and I'm just going to trim off anything that's not looking correct. So I just want a nice thin black layer, and I didn't care if I was off a little bit because I know I can correct it this way. You can always correct it if it's too much. When I was doing the first triangle, it looked like it was off center, so the 2 points weren't meeting. That's a little different. You kind of have to fix that before because you can't cut that easily. But I just had to move it a slight and it's now looking pretty good. But once again, because I didn't measure this exactly the way it was, as if you were to use the cutting guide, my design is going to be slightly different than what you see in the sketch. And I'm just going to cut off anything that's overhanging. But what I want to just make sure is that I have a nice straight line across. So I'm just going to move those around. And you can see I just need to cut off a tiny bit on the bottom piece. Now I would like to say while I'm doing this that this is a hop for Kendra Card Challenge. It's a super sponsor hop, and there is a chance of winning a prize. In the description box below, there is a spreadsheet that you can fill out and have a chance to win a digital download by Kendra herself. And it will be announced, I believe, around May 17th. That's the deadline. And it will be announced on her YouTube channel community tab, and that's Cards by Kendra. So definitely check that out if you want to win a prize. it's there. The digital downloads are always fun. And if you like her digital downloads, you can join her Patreon and you will receive one every month. Okay, so now I've propped up my sentiments that says happy birthday, and I'm just going to start designing the card. It would be at this time where I decided if the yellow stars were not jiving well, but I think I'm okay with it. I could try to color them with the alcohol markers to see if I go over it, but I think this is okay. It's a different yellow, yes, but I think it's going to be fine. So I just add a little bit of glue just so that if I have placed this sentiment down wrong, I have some wiggle room. But I like how it's positioned, and now I'm going to start adding all of my little embellishments. I'll start with the stars, and I'm going to work in a cluster format. So I have a big and small one in the one top left corner, and then I'm going to put just one medium size or large on the bottom right hand side. And that's just kind of just creating this flow. Apparently triangles are quite eye-pleasing, so that's what I was aiming for. And then I decided to swap the balloon and the cupcake. I felt the balloon looked better on the left side in this case, and then a small cupcake fit perfectly in that little spot there. And to finish off this simple card, I'm going to take one of these things. It's like a shimmer pen, and I'm just going to do the stars, the balloons. But something happened. You'll see it. It all of a sudden just blows up in my hand. I think I squeezed it, and it just shot everywhere. But more the merrier, right? Let's just cover this card in glitter. It did get a little too much on that cupcake. I could see it on my desk, but I think glitter is glitter. It is fantastic. I love how shiny and shimmery that is, and I'm going to stay optimistic, especially when that happened right at the very end. So I do hope you enjoyed that. I hope you have time to check out all the other design members who have also created with Gina K. Let's give Gina K the love that she deserves for sponsoring us with some lovely products, and as well as supporting the Kendra Card Challenge. If it wasn't for the sponsors, the challenge would not be what it is today. So I hope you all have a wonderful, fantastic day, and I'll catch you all later. Take care. Bye.